Hey, thanks for joining us again for On the Ground coverage, SAP Sapphire 2019, Orlando, Florida, at the Orange County Convention Center. We're at the Hilton attached to the Convention Center. Folks are making their way back and forth to the Convention Center, sit down with us, have conversations around all the change going on in the industry. SAP is kind of at the center of that as a ERP vendor, and my guest, Yves Mulkers, 7wData founder, data architect, analyst. We're going to dig right into like the change in the industry. SAP famously has quoted been saying, you know, they 70–80%, depending on the year, of the world's transactions flow through SAP. There's businesses running their manufacturing, their HR, customer relations, traditional ERP solution, but SAP has been caught up in the throes of digital transformation. All of that data, transactional in nature, has to be of value. What have you seen? What have you seen this year?
Well, I got connected to SAP more in depth since 6 months, let me say like that.
Okay.
I was always kind of the blue screens, everybody hates it, nobody loves it, that kind of approach. Things were taking a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of consultancy work, expensive, whatever, you name it. And then I went to the tech ads, whatever, and it charmed me that I thought, okay, as they explained it to me, the oil tanker has changed. So they changed course. And they showed, okay, we can be agile, we're helping our customers, we're bringing them success in a certain way. So seeing how that evolves, and as well all the acquisitions like they did, like Sybase IQ, they acquired Business Objects, and seeing how that finally embeds within the complete ecosystem and the platform. They're moving to the cloud, providing that. So really listen to the customer and trying to help them in being successful with all the modules what they have on SAP. That's kind of great to see that such a big company is able to transform himself, where all the companies these days are talking about digital transformation, but still having a hard time on where do we start and how do we do that. So that's great to see that SAP was an ERP vendor, typically HR, all the modules around that, but is now providing a platform that helps businesses becoming successful in all their processes, whatever. So that's great to see. What is happening in that world and how they transform that thing.
So you use a term that I think encapsulates my thoughts around SAP as well. I don't know if I would ever have considered a few years ago SAP as a platform. You know, I've seen people try and use SAP as a platform as kind of, you know, we have the centralized set of information, but SAP as a company, I don't know, ever embraced that idea of having, you know, extensible APIs, relationships, and ecosystem that they embraced in a way that you could rely on SAP other than that blue screen and you have a database schema. And if you want to build something around that database schema, here's the database schema, but other than that, you know, that's the extent of the platform. Talk through kind of like what you've seen on the show floor, that, you know, whether it's cool vendors or capabilities that SAP is now enabling because it's now a platform company.
Yeah, what I saw as well, what we triggered is the RPA kind of stuff of the complete automation. Where you say, okay, SAP already went the extra miles, whatever. Still, some of the integration is lacking, and that's where they're leveraging the ecosystem, whatever. So that's great to see how they give a podium to their ecosystem and their partners as well. I had the chance by accident, by talking to some people that were working for SAP before and now started out their own companies, and they build a value proposition around SAP offering, but bringing that back into SAP. And they told me, okay, SAP is helping us as well to make a valuable business out of that. So we show, okay, this is what we did around your products, whatever. We build our business, our value proposition, and they help you in landing those first customers. So I thought, okay, it's not only by like way back in the days that you said, okay, we sell the product, the license, whatever. They're really helping their partners and their ecosystem in getting there where they want. Not looking at there as a competitor, But if you see how they integrate that in their products, that's nice to see.
So yeah, I was just talking to their SVP of cloud partners or partners in general, and he was talking about how he's trying to enable the entire ecosystem around migration to S/4HANA. One of the challenges that is that most SIs can only handle maybe 5 projects a year. With 2025 coming up, the sunsetting of support for Oracle and other databases, they got to move a lot of people off of traditional disk-based databases to HANA S4. And if partners are only doing 5, if SIs are only doing 5 a year, then that's not going to happen. So it was all about how does he, as a SAP executive, enable partners to do more. And they talked about building factories or conversion factories. So low-level skill sets or repeatable skill sets around database migrations so that SIs can focus on more valuable stuff. And then even the conversation around solution providers building extensions to SAP. They were SAP employees and then coming back in. I interviewed a company last year that does contract negotiation, that does a software product that does smart contract negotiation, and they rely heavily on SAP to bring them to the table in a lot of these deals. So culturally, it seems like SAP just gets it.
Yeah, definitely. I relate to how I see you have the startup scenes, whatever, and you see the big vendors as well setting up these programs to embrace those startups, kind of a special environment where they say, okay, you get the funding, whatever, and we try to connect you. But what I see at SAP is in a different way. Like you say, people working for SAP still having that network, popping out, whatever, and then coming back in a certain way, not completely back in, but they keep the relationship. So that's pretty smart to see, okay, give the people what they like to do. If they want to go out, just embrace that they want to go out and do their own thing, and then leverage that and bringing that back in, because they already have so much knowledge about the product in itself, and you don't really lose it. You just get detached for a certain while and then bring that back. So I think that's a smart move in working that way.
So from now to the next Sapphire, what are you going to watch closely when it comes to SAP? Like, what are you either excited about? I'm going to watch this company in this area.
Yeah, definitely. My take is on data analytics. So I know what they're about all the analytics platforms. They have about 7 products, whatever, and they're trying to bring that into one product. You have BPC, the Business Process Consolidation. Everything is moving into SAP Analytics Cloud. So I'm kind of intrigued. How will they merge all these products into one stack, the SAP Analytics Cloud, and how will that completely be embedded in all the processes? You have as well where you see the Fiori, where you can quickly build applications, whatever, and then really say, okay, now it is really a platform. I need to build a sandbox application to try out a business idea for the business, and bam, 1 week we have a proof of concept, you have your analytics, you have the complete ecosystem for products, whatever, to run your business. And I'm quite intrigued to see how will they make that happen.
Yeah, as you know, if you know anything about S4 versus R3, SAP has consolidated some products in that from R3 to S4, so they have some experience around that. But when you're like dealing with processes on the ground, the devil's in the details. A lot of times, you can't change you don't want to get into customizing S4 because we've learned what happens when you customize R3, you get into a little bit of trouble. So, it's a delicate balancing act between changing processes versus customizing the platform. And as SAP consolidates these analytics platforms, I'll be watching that as well. I didn't even know it was 7 products. That's
apparently.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently.
So, Yves, where can people find you online?
They can find me online on my blog, 7wData.be, or my Twitter handle, Yves Mulkers, or my 7wData, so at 7wData Twitter handle, or they find me on LinkedIn just on my own name, Yves Mulkers. So I think that's about it on social and online.
If you want to find me online, you can find me or stalk me on Twitter at CTO Advisor, and you can find the website and blog, thectoadvisor.com. Talk to you next, CTO Dose.